Good morning, students. Today we are going to see lesson number 6, beginning of freedom movement. First, introduction. English education made mixed effect on the Indian society. The seeds of nationalism were sown by the reform of newly educated society. Due to various movements in different parts of India, a favorable situation was created to build a political organization on an all India level which will bring together the various provincial political organizations, different groups of politically aware people, and to express the aspiration of nation by diverting the public attention towards the questions of the nation. So in that first we are going to see the centralization of administration during the British rule. Due to the British administration, its implementation on India brought the nation under one roof its true sense. Due to identical reform of over the country and equality before law, the feeling of nationalism developing among the people. For the convenience of the administration and swift movement of the army, the British built network of roads and railways. But this facilities benefits the Indians as well. People from the different parts of India came in contact of each other. There was increase in communication and the feeling of the nationalism grew up. Next it is the economic exploration. How British made the economic explanation of the Indian people. The Indian wealth was flowing towards England by all means. Due to the imperialist policy of England, there was a beginning of economic exploration of India. Farmers were compelled to take cash crops. Burden of land taxes, continuous famine, all this broke down the backbone of Indian agriculture. Traditional industries declined, which led to rise in unemployment. The capitalist exploits the worker class. Various new taxes were imposed on the middle class. This led to growth of discontent among the people. Next, we are going to see the Western education. Due to the spread of the Western education, new ideas such as justice, liberty, equality, democracy, etc. were introduced in the Indians. Rationalism, scientific attitude, humanity, nationalism, these principles were accepted by the Indians. Therefore, there included a feeling of capable of carrying out the work of the country, and its progress is possible by following this principle. India is a country of diverse languages, but with the introduction of English language, India got a new medium of communication. Now we are going to see contribution of the newspaper. During the period, English and the vernacular newspapers or periodicals came to be the published. Through this newspaper, political and social awakening took place. Newspapers like Darpan, Prabhakar, Hindu, Amrit Bazar Patrika, Kesari, Maratha started criticizing the government. Now we are going to see the study of the ancient Indian history. The Asiatic Society was established at Bengal by the British. Many Indians and Western scholars started study of Indian culture. The manuscript in Sanskrit, Persian and other languages were examined and research was published. Dr. Bhaudaji Lad, Dr. R.G. Bhandarkar, these Indian scholars made the intensive study of ancient Indian culture. After understanding that we are blessed with the glorious ancient tradition, the Indians were awakened with a sense of identity. The Bhandarkar Oriental Research Institute is working since last 100 years in Pune. Next we are going to see establishment of Indian National Congress. On 20th December 1885, the first session of Indian National Congress was held at Gokuldas Tejpal Sanskrit School in Mumbai. 72 delegates from different provinces of India participated in this session. Vyomkesh Chandra Banerjee, a renowned lawyer from Kolkata, was the president of this session. In the session, they established the Indian National Congress. Alan Octavian Hume, a British officer, took a lead in the establishment of Indian National Congress, increased the proportion of Indians in the administration, reduction of the military expenses by the British government. Such statements were sent to the British. Now we are going to learn the objective of the Indian National Congress. To make the people from the different parts of India forget the differences in the religions, race, caste, language, geographical territories, and bring them on a common platform. To understand each other's problems and views. To increase the feeling of oneness among the people. To take the efforts for the development of the country was the objective of the Indian National Congress. Let's learn moderate phase. Moderate phase is between 1885 to 1905. The early 10 years after the establishment of the Indian National Congress, their contribution was very slow but consistent. Constant. The leaders of Indian National Congress were realistic and highly educated. They were aware that through the organized work a strong foundation need to build up. Western thinkers' philosophy of liberalism, freedom, equality, fraternity, these values had an impact on them. They believed in a constitutional. They had hope that if they demand through constitutional method, when the British will give justice to our demands. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Firoz Shah Mehta, Surendranath Banerjee were all moderate leaders. In the session of Indian National Congress, the different resolutions were put forward by them, such as to get the representation in provincial legislature, jobs for educated Indians, cutting down the increasing expenses on military, legislature and judiciary should be separate for the safeguarding legal rights of Indian, etc. To cause a split in the national movement, the British implemented the policy divide and rule. Next, we are going to see the extreme phase. What is the extreme phase? All Indians leaders who were partly aware kept aside their differences of caste, religion, language, province, and gathered on a single platform of Indian National Congress. There were an unanimous decisions regarding the objective of Congress and taking forward the movement by the constitutional means, but there were differences regarding the working system. These were ideological differences. From these differences, two main political groups were formed: the moderates who advocated peaceful and constitutional manners, and extremes who believed in a civil struggle for attainment of freedom. Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bipin Chandra Pal were believed to extremes leader. In the early period, the extremes leader for bringing political awakening among the Indians used methods like newspaper, national festivals, and national education. Kesari and Maratha were the newspapers through which Lokmanya Tilak made severe criticism on the suppressive policy of the British. In Bengal province, Amrit Bazar Patrika was a mouthpiece of extreme ideology. By forgetting the internal differences, people should come together and exchange their ideas. Common people should get inspiration from the contribution of national personalities. With these objectives, Tilak started organizing of Shiv Jayanti and Ganesh Utsav. For political reason, if people come together, then government will ban them. But for a religious reason, if people come together and government will not ban them, was his opinion. In Mandale prison, Tilak wrote the Gita Rahasya. Its core was philosophy of Karma Yoga and stressed that people should always be in action. The extremist leaders established education institutions for the creating the generation concerned about own language and tradition. The extremist leaders were of opinion that lakhs of people take part in the freedom movement and challenge the British government by struggling among them. Only then success will be achieved. They unanimously believed that the movement should be made more severe, but they did not adopt the means of armed revolution, rather insisted for the intensive public agitation. The moderates laid the foundation of freedom movement and extremes carried forward the movement. In 1897, in the Pune, epidemic of plague has spread on a large scale. Hundreds of people died to do it. An officer named Rand was appointed. The plague patient was searched out and oppressive measure was adopted. As a revenge, the Sapekar brothers assassinated Rand. The government tried to connect the relation of Lokmanya Tilak with this conspiracy. After being successful, government improvised Tilak with revenge. Now we are going to learn the partition of Bengal. The British decided to use the policy of divide and rule to create a rift between Hindu and Muslim community. Then Viceroy Lord Curzon contributed to it. Bengal was a very large province. To carry out the work of his province was difficult from the administration point of view. By putting up its reason, in 1905, he declared the partition of Bengal province. With this partition, arrangement was made such as a majority Muslims will remain in East Bengal and West Bengal for the majorities of Hindus. The hidden strategy of the British was when Hindu Muslims were divided. Due to partition, then the freedom movement will be weakened. Anti-partition movement. There was a public awakening against the partition not only but in Bengal but all over the India. 16th October, the day of partition, was observed as a national mourning day. All over India, there were protest meetings to condemn the government's decision. Vande Mataram come to be sung everywhere. As a symbol of unity, Raksha Bandhan programs were held. Students in large number of boycotted government school and college and participated in the movement. The leadership of the movement was in the hands of Surendranath Banerjee, Ananda Mohan Bose, Rabindranath Tagore, and such other leaders. The extent of Indian National Congress increased due to the anti-partition movement. It became a national movement. Owing the severity of dissatisfaction, the British annulled the partition of Bengal. 4-point program of Indian National Congress. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was the president of Indian National Congress session of 1905. He supported the anti-partition movement. Dadabhai Naoroji was the president of 1906 session. For the first time pronounced the word Swaraj was the stage. From the stage. In his presidential speech, he gave the message that remain united, try sincerely, and fulfill the aim of a Swaraj. So that today we will be able to save lakhs of the people suffering from the poverty, hunger, diseases, and India will get the respectable position among the developed countries. In the same session, Swaraj, Swadeshi, national education, and boycott. This 4-point program was unanimously accepted by the Indian National Congress. Due to Swadeshi movement, we will be self-sufficient. To follow the path of the Swadeshi, we need to bring together capital, resources, manpower, and such other forces, and from this, the benefit of the country could be achieved. It was decided that boycotting of foreign goods is the first step of boycott of the foreign boycott. That due to the boycott, we will be able to attack the roots of British imperialism was the opinion of some of the leaders. Now we are going to see next points. Difference between the moderates and the extremes. The differences between the ideologies of the Indian National Congress rose to great extent in a Surat session in 1907. The moderates were trying to keep aside the resolution of the Swadeshi and boycott. The extremes trying that the opposition should not be successful. Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Surendranath Banerjee, Firoz Shah Mehta, such moderate leaders blamed that the extreme leaders are trying to capture the Indian National Congress. Lala Lajpat Rai tried to act the mediator. As per the Tilak's opinion, Indian National Congress was a national platform. Hence, it should not be divided. During the session of the tension increased since the compromise was possible. Finally, there was a split in the Indian National Congress. Next, it is a supersession of the British. After anti-partition movement, the government was distributed looking at the influential public process. To control this movement, the government used the policy of superstition. Holding the public meeting was legally banned. Strict punishment were given to those who broke the law. School children were also beaten there. Many restrictions were imposed on the newspapers. Many printing presses were confiscated on the grounds of blame of criticizing the government. Writers and editors were imprisoned. Strict action were taken against the extremist leaders. This led to severe reaction in Bengal. The revolutionaries adopted the means of firing, bomb blasts, etc. These bombs attacked were advocated through Kesari newspapers by Lokmanya Tilak. The charge of sedition was put on Lokmanya Tilak, for which he was sent to Mandalay jail at Myanmar for 6 year imprisonment. Bipin Chandra Pal was sentenced to jail and Lala Lajpat Rai was deported from Punjab. Next, establishment of India Muslim League. The British became very disturbed looking at the overwhelming response to Indian National Congress in anti-partition movement. The British once again followed the policy of divide and rule. They started using the propaganda that for safeguarding the interest of Muslims they should have to separate political organization. Due to the motivation of the British government, a committee of upper class Muslims under the leadership of Aga Khan met Governor General Lord Minto. Due to this motivation from Lord Minto and other British officers, the Muslim League was established in 1906. Next, it is a Morley-Minto Act. What is the Morley-Minto Act? There was dissatisfaction among the Indians regarding the work of British government. The Indian felt that the reason of poverty in India was the economic policy of the British, oppressive policy of Lord Curzon, exclusive of educated Indians in government service, unjust behavior towards Indians in Africa. All this added to dissatisfaction of Indian people. As a temporary remedy on discontent among Indians, the Morley-Minto Reform Act of 1909 was passed. According to this act, it increased in a number of Indian members in the legislative assembly and provision of inclusion of some elected Indian representative in legislative assembly was made. In the same act, separate electorates were provided to the Indian Muslim. Due to this correspondency of the British, the seals of a division of India were sown. Next is the Lucknow Pact. What is the Lucknow Pact? In the Lucknow session of Indian National Congress in 1916, under the leadership of Lokmanya Tilak, an attempt was made to resolve the dispute in Indian National Congress. In the same year, there was an agreement between Indian National Congress and Muslim League was known as the Lucknow Pact. According to this pact, Indian National Congress agreed to make the separate electorates to Muslims and Muslims League agreed to support the Indian National Congress in its work for getting political rights in India. Next, it is a Home Rule movement. In 1913, when Lokmanya Tilak was released from the Mandalay jail, the First World War had begun in Europe. The direct consequences of this war had to be borne by India as well. The rates of the basic necessary commodities increased. Many restrictions were put up on the Indians by the British government. This led to increased dissatisfaction in minds of the people. In these circumstances, Dr. Annie Besant and Lokmanya Tilak started the Home Rule movement. Home Rule means the self-government. Such a movement also began in Ireland against the colonialism. On the similar lines, Home Rule movement demanded right of self-government in India. Annie Besant and Lokmanya Tilak made extensive tours in different parts of the country, and demand for the self-government reached the common people. Tilak firmly started, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Next, it is a First World War and India. The war atmosphere in Europe, growing dissatisfaction in minds of Indians. Popularity of Home Rule movement. In such condition, it was necessary for the British to get cooperation from the Indians. The British government decided to provide some political rights to the Indians. In 1970, Montagu, Secretary of State for India, declared that step by step Indian will be given the right to self-government and responsible political system. Tilak also declared that the government is going to show sympathy and considerable attitude towards the demand of Indians. Only then Indian public will ready to cooperate with the British. This policy of Lokmanya Tilak is known as the responsible cooperation. Next, it is a Montagu-Chelmsford Reform Act. In 1990, the British Parliament passed another act to bring constitutional reform in India. This act is known as the Chelmsford Reform Act. According to this act, less important departments were transferred to Indian minister, whereas the important departments like the finance, home affairs and revenue were under the control of governor. The 1990 Act did not give much exposure to the demand for the responsible government of India. Everybody was disappointed due to this act. Tilak criticized the act in the following words: "This is neither Swaraj nor its foundation. The Indians understood that if they have to subdue the British government, then the aggression need to be more rigorous." India got prepared for a new movement. Now our lesson number 6 is completed. You should solve the exercise below it.